Hello. Okay, let's just go right into it. I was thinking for the error output of the compiler that we would start adding some color coding instead of like underlining the errors with funny underlines. So right now, if I go to this thing that, actually, that's not, let's go back to our previous version, test 2. We don't want that yet. We just want a simple, situation like this. Complex multi-node expressions just get a single caret right now. But for stuff like this, especially, we want to highlight a range of the thing to talk about what value is the type that mismatches. And so instead of putting carets under, it'd be nice to draw it in boldface or something. And then the idea is, well, you can use ANSI color codes. And it's like, well, maybe ANSI color codes aren't supported correctly by Windows, because last time I tried in the Sokoban game to do this, I had to, I defined some ANSI stuff that was non-Windows. And then if I was doing Windows, I had to do this thing where I like set console text attribute, right? However, I was looking around on the internet today and I saw that, well, someone on the stream this morning had mentioned that Windows 10 has had support for a while. I was looking around and apparently you can do this enable virtual terminal processing flag on the console. And then I'm not sure what happens. I'm not sure if you can tell if it succeeds or not. I guess we can look at the documentation for set console mode. But I want to initially just do this. I want to try to make Sokoban do this correctly. So like, how do I make an error? Problem is we fixed all the errors in Sokoban that I know about. Anyway, so if we run it and we're like, let's just go into main. After we set up the logger or something, I don't know. Log print. Hi, error, this is a log message. Okay, so if we compile that and we run it. Okay, so it's in red. And the reason it's in red is because it's a dumb hack. We look for things with the word error and we make them red so that if there's a log spam, oh, dude. This whole SVN init thing, I can now make quiet. Because we did that work the other day. Anyway. So you know what I'm saying here. So instead of doing the Windows version of this, which is this weird situation. Right? It's like I'm getting the thing and then setting it and then restoring it afterward. I'm going to try disabling that. And I'm just going to say in here, every time we output this code, and then if that works, then we'll factor it out and do something cleaner with it. But we could do this. Right, so standard out is get standard handle, get console mode. Right. Handle mode. Enable virtual terminal processing. Set console mode. Okay. So we're just going to do that every time if it's Windows. And we will so we want this. Enable virtual terminal processing is 4, because that's probably not defined. Get console mode. We do not have that. Probably neither that nor set console mode. So all right, get console mode function. Boom. Boom, get console mode to bool. I guess, did we define bool? Yeah. Oh, we do have false and true. It's just bool.false and bool.true. Okay. So whenever we do type in an API routine like this, I keep the crappy names because those correspond to documentation. But like when it's kind of like my own code or what's going to become my own code, I make the variables more sane. You know what I'm saying? Error paren expected. Oh, because of this, it's not C++, and I also needed to do set console mode. Same thing, bool console handle mode, but not a pointer. Procedure out foreign. Foreign, kernel 32. Okay. Hey, we're back to attempt to index a nil value. That's so great. Thank you, Commander. Okay, that didn't work. Well, success. This is whoops, don't rerun it without compiling. All right, so mode was 7. 7 already has 4 set. This is already set, bro. So, oh, do I have a not Windows? I have a not Windows. I mean, a lot of times, there we go. That works. That works. That is good news. So I'm going to clean this up. This is just in Sokoban. But then I can do this in the compiler as well. The question is, what happens if it doesn't support it? When you point, I find it nicer when you point with the mouse rather than the eye tracker. The eye tracker isn't very precise. Yeah, I mean, the purpose of the eye tracker is that when I'm not thinking of showing things specifically, like if I'm just sitting here programming and kind of being quiet for a few minutes, at least people could sort of figure out vaguely what I'm looking at. I don't know. It would be nice if the eye tracker were more accurate, that is for sure. Well, you know, after people are more used to seeing the eye tracker, we'll do another vote about whether we should keep it or not. The day that it was new, or maybe the day after, we did a vote and it was like 87% in favor, but I don't know. I don't know if it's more distracting than good. So we'll see. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, I looked at it on a video on YouTube, and I wonder if it's a little too faint right now. Because when I start looking at the screen, it's maybe hard to notice. Like, really what I want to do is make a custom eye tracker renderer so that, like, if I look at the screen and I haven't been looking at it in a while, then it shows up very obvious and then, like, chills out, you know? Because I don't think you want it to be very bright or intense if you're already following it, but, like, when I first start looking at things, it could be hard to notice. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't watching full size in YouTube or something. Okay. So we have successfully done this. And so let's factor this into enable. Well, okay, let's put all of this let's have a variable called ANSI color enabled, which defaults to true. But when we init, see, our init is like down here, which is after we decide for the first time. Okay, we'll just move it up. So if we're in Windows, and we do this, I'm going to put this in Windows here. We should look at maybe if some of these other ones are going to be useful. Enable echo, enable extended flags. Wait, enable echo is 4. Someone has been lying to me. Virtual terminal input is 200. My whole life is a lie. This says 0004. This is why you never read some random person's code and copy it. Like, that's not right. I don't know why this worked, even though that wasn't right. Oh my God. That's the second time. So anyone who was following the stream the other day saw me try and use the official Microsoft code for how to redirect output from a process. And that didn't work either. So yeah, have fun. Have fun. Okay, enable virtual terminal. Oh wait, virtual terminal processing. That's different. That's not virtual terminal input. Oh, it's a different flat. Wait. It is for. They use the same, what? Okay, they use different numbers. Okay, never mind. The copy paste code was correct. If it's an input, okay, these are input handles, these are output handles. All right, that was confusing. Enable wrap at EOL, enable processed output. Backspace, tab, bell, carriage, return, and line feed. We don't need that. Someone might want that. Okay, whatever. This is probably the only useful flag. Okay, so we will say this is a little weird, but this is computers for you. So we do standard out, we do that. We say if result if success, then ANSI color enabled equals true. We are doing this in our init routine, which is going way up here. And we're going to delete this. We're going to say, actually, if ANSI color enabled, we do these things, right? And then that's great. Yeah, I don't have a way, we don't have a way in our string parser to like quote an arbitrary byte value. We probably should do that. So that's what this hack here is. I'm making a one character string that has the ASCII code for escape in it, right? And then you go escape bracket 31M, which is like red, and escape bracket 0M, which is normal. Okay. So this is all good. We've got our Windows specific code trimmed down. It only happens once on init time. Our shell is still trying to index a nil value. All right, and it's still red. So that's great. And I'm going to commit Sokoban. Set Windows console mode to enable ANSI code. Okay. So let me see what set console mode says about the return value. Does it fail? It doesn't say when it would fail. Like that, see, this is not useful. Tell me when it probably can fail. That's what I actually want to know. Ugh. U8 as a string literal prefix? Dude, All the stuff they're adding to C++ is so weird and largely unnecessary that, yeah, I saw all the new like literal prefixes. I was like, wait, you people are crazy. What are you putting all this in your language for? It's bananas. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so now that we have done this, we should be able to do it in the compiler. Now the thing is, I have many questions. Like, does that set it in my console forever? Like if I just go, if I go to report context, show error context, right? And oh, that's in Lexer, the thing that actually prints it. So what if before I print this out, and then how do I do C++ string binary code? No, not string to binary. How do I specify escape? This, they mean a regex escape code in this search that I'm looking at that you can't see. What a garbage. Backslash XDD, hexadecimal representation. So I could say backslash X1B, is that right? I don't know. There's so many things that could be wrong here. So like I should be able to do that and then that, right? And put that in a release builds or debug build, but release build will be nicer. All right. So we're back here to our bug 174. Okay, that worked, but it's probably because we enabled that in our previous thing, right? So if I go here, or if I run command, this is what I should do. Let me run Sokoban in a command shell. Okay, that just worked. So we enabled that in theory, and that's why that worked. So what if I go no, not source, examples, compiler bugs, bug 174, jive build, test 2. Okay. That does not work because we didn't enable it. So this is what confused me originally. I thought like, oh, it just doesn't support them, but you have to turn it on. So now we take that same code. Well, we'll get our version from here. And we'll just do this like at startup of the compiler, I guess. So, no, wrong source tree. Okay. If we're in Windows, so we have system bool ANSI color enabled equals true, because on Linux and Mac OS we just won't ever mess with it. Oh, man. C++. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and then for these, see, this is all a little bit dirty because then we leave it enabled on the console permanently. That's how the console works. It's not like local to the program. Like Windows hasn't learned this after decades. I don't know, man. So stupid. Okay. This reminds me of the multimedia timer that your game has to set to get good responsiveness, and then everything on the system is on that timer. Multimedia timer. What the hell am I doing? Oh yeah. So in Lexer, so if so this is not going to be that interesting yet. We're just getting the capability. We don't want to make the whole error text red. We just want to make part of it red. But this is one step at a time. That didn't work. We thought it did because our ANSI color enabled. Does it just not work in command? No, it does, because Sokoban ran. What? Did I screw up my code this time? What did I do? So if I run this, we got color. And that is a new binary. That is not some BS older binary that's using the old thing, I don't think. So I'm going to run this again. Whoops. Just to make sure that after, okay, so then come on, bruh. Huh. Doesn't that seem weird? Doesn't that seem weird? Is it possible? Do we already have a standard out? What? Cannot cast to a type that contains auto. What? I guess we're including something that defines that. That's what we get for using such a common name. Okay, that worked. That is very strange. So maybe we do something after that part of startup that somehow resets it. Does anyone have any experience here? Does anyone know how sometime after startup we might be resetting it? Oh, you know what? I bet we're not running any of this at all. Yeah. We don't do OS Win. So this is what we call it in the witness and probably in Braid and in the Sokoban game. But here we just say Win32, right? Here we say ifdef Win32. So this is the problem with ifdef, is if that's not the right identifier, you don't get any feedback on it, which is why it works much differently in the new language. Okay. That should have been a clue. I should have been like, maybe it's not that standard out isn't declared in this other scope. Maybe it's a pizza pie. Why am I not more using the lambda console semicolon s? I don't know if that's an actual thing. This one has a little lambda as its icon. Oh, do you mean right now? It's because I'm testing this in command prompt. All right, let's exit that. This one has not been tainted yet. Boom. Okay, so that works. That works. So now, if ANSI color is not enabled, we will do the carets. I'm going to make a short name for that. Because we're going to use this a few times. And we'll just do this. This one might be more involved because we're probably going to do something different besides just make it red, because that red is pretty ugly. And it's, frankly, you need to provide enough configurability that people can do things if their console background is a weird color and red isn't very visible, so et cetera. This has to be more configurable than what it is. Okay, but for now, we just make it work. Okay, so right, this is the thing that draws the carets. We'll do carets equals, if we're not doing ANSI color, or num carets is equal to 1. So if we do a very, well, let's make this hypothetical for now. I don't know if we need that. My theory was going to be just if it's a small thing like just a plus operator, and if we do something subtler like make it bold, it might not be obvious, and then we put a caret there. because the red is probably real ugly, but let's make it work with the red. Okay. We don't want to printf this here. Anyway, so we want to go into this one. Okay. So we get the line and we get the end. So what is first line suffix? Oh, that's an extra thing. All right. So here we go. So if we're doing ANSI, we do one thing. Otherwise, we just do the plain old fwrite. Okay. If we're doing ANSI, well, we do C0 plus, oh, we're already drawing this. So that's our first 6. So we need C0 of this. So we say initial, okay, in leading bytes equals and minus input cursor min of C0 in that, right? So usually C0 will be smaller. Okay, so let's say in total bytes is end minus input cursor. Make it easier. Total bytes. Int middle bytes is C1 minus C0. Int trailing bytes equals total bytes minus leading bytes plus middle bytes minus C1. Okay, so we do the leading bytes, auto point equals input dot data plus input cursor. We go fwrite point, leading bytes. We go this. We go point plus equals leading bytes, and then fwrite point middle bytes. This is while we're red, and then we turn that off. And point plus equals middle bytes, and then if trailing bytes is greater than 0, fwrite point trailing bytes 1 standard out. Okay, let's see what mess we made. Min. I don't have a min? Are you kidding me? What? I must just not be including it. How is that possible? Okay. I don't know how I'm searching Sokoban. It must be because those are loaded. All right, well. so don't want to type parentheses anymore. Leading bytes is less than, greater than. Now in theory, yeah, we'll see what happens. Who knows what I did wrong? The shadow knows. Hey. Okay, I'm doing that on every line. This is the flaw in my plan. If ANSI and current line number is equal to L0, folks. I hope someone in chat caught that. You never set that ANSI color enabled. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Right? Oh, it's here. Where did I... Wait. Oh, it's in main. Wait, what? What happened to my whole thing? Now I'm going crazy. Oh, I put it in Lexer. I deleted the other one and put it here? Really? Guys, I'm on crack. It should be the opposite. All right. What happened was I deleted the wrong one. I'll set it here, but it doesn't matter. I have to move this back to the other file, which is the one that I meant to do. But first, we'll make this other thing work. Okay. We are one off, at least. Okay, well, why? Leading bytes is C0, oh, C0 minus 1, because on the C0th byte, wait, what? That's not right. Okay, hold on. If C0 is 0, then we put 0 bytes. If C0 is... Huh. I'm confused. Are we like off by 1 somehow? Are we like off by 1 somehow? And then we're doing the carets anyway. Yeah, whatever. So many wrong things. Okay, well, now I don't really understand what I changed there. We're not getting our trailing bytes. There's no semicolon there, and there should be. Total bytes minus C1. It's got to be plus 1 because C1 is the character after. That's the thing. All right. That actually doesn't look too bad, but let's go back to our normal console now that we have this working. Even though this is nil valuing us every time. That looks a little worse because the red is dark. The red is too dark. It's like de-emphasizing the thing. ANSI color code bold. Bold. Red. B1 semicolon 31M. Like that. It's a little better. Like, I think later I just want to pick a color scheme because apparently in newer ANSI colors, and hopefully Windows supports this, you can just pick an RGB for everything. Of course, that's not good if you don't know the RGB of the background and whatever, but hey. Hey. Have I checked command.exe? Yes, it works on command.exe. Could add a background color like PowerShell error messages. Yeah, that might be a little too extreme. It might be a little too extreme. Looks better than carrots. Yeah, I agree it looks better than carrots. It is much more eye-catching to just see what the thing is. Let me put this thing back. Not that thing. What am I doing? This thing. Put that back in main. Okay. I don't know why I knew this. I should point it to a... Oh, anyway. It's garbage. Calling new when you don't have to is a total garbage. All right. If def win32, right? Of course, now that I've done that, I have to like totally test this. There we go. Okay, so I think, we'll probably play with that later, but that's pretty good for color for now. Any questions about what just happened there? I'm going to keep working on this output because there's something else I want to do, but actually, let's test a couple more. It's a little bit irresponsible to not do a few tests. So like this one. That's a little bit weird, but we'll leave that for now. Well, yeah. No, we shouldn't do that. Right, the thing is, it's a unary. This is a weird one. It's a very weird case. Okay. Undeclared identifier, hello sailor, that's good. How about, I wanted to do we had a binary add though. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Why didn't I do this 2 years ago? How are you getting the part that needs to be colored? That was the subject of this morning's and last night's streams, actually. You can watch how all that happened. Try the high intensity red further down the page. High intensity, fast and furious red. 91M, 0 semicolon 91M. Let's try that. Are you ready for intensity? Epilepsy warning. Epilepsy warning. Yeah, I don't know if that's better. I like the bold. Maybe we do bold plus high intensity, if that's how that works. Yeah, that's going to burn your eyes out. That might be a little too much. I don't know. That looks exactly the same on this console. I don't know. It's a little hard to look at, but it varies from console to console. It's very opinion driven. And in this console, I believe I have my slightly gray color here chosen by me to not be too contrasty. Yeah, that game that we hosted, I don't remember the name of the game, but really good visual style. It's just, it's got to be so much work to try and do that through an entire game, you know. Dark red on black is literally against all known UX guidelines. Rust reports their errors like that, but with the undercarrots as well. Yeah. Interesting. And they put, yeah, kind of ugly colors they chose, but you know, what are you going to do? White background. Brutal. Brutal. Okay, well, I'm just going to let this be the functionality right now. And the next thing I want to do is, well, I'm sort of thinking that drawing the carrots on the left is kind of dumb. And there's two things I want to do. First of all, I want to sort of detect the minimum level of indentation in all the lines and indent them to the left. And if it's a case like this where there's blank lines, like why am I drawing those? You know, those are only useful for context. But then I wonder if there's some ANSI color code I can do that makes all of these just a little bit of a different style. Let's see what the bold high intensity backgrounds, reset, underline, bold. See, I don't know. I mean, we could bold all the code to differentiate it stylistically from the text. What do people think? What do I do for a living? I make video games. I think reserving the bold for highlighted tokens is better. We can go full cyan. Let's just do this just to see. This is not going to be good, but cyan 036M. And then 036M. And then so many windows open. I don't know if I did that right. Ah! I didn't reset properly. That is too dark. And the bold really burns your eyes out. Well, let's just do that at the bottom of the loop. And we redo the color at the top of the loop. It's like, whatever, man. Reset me, bro. Wait. Is my break after the print up here? No. I don't understand, but I seem to be many IQ points down today from constant streaming. It's just not resetting me. CGA, high intensity, high contrast. You're wondering if it would be fair to assume that lines don't contain many thousands of bytes to shave off 2 times 2 bytes. What? I don't understand the question. I don't see what that has to do with what I'm working on right now. My problem right now is that everything is terrible. Like, is the console just remembering what I started with and it's refusing to reset? Like, I kind of don't want to do this. Let's open a new one. Okay. I guess if you start and you're blued, then you stay blued. I guess reset just means reset to whatever you were when you started, which I suppose makes sense. So you just better not crash in the middle. If you crash in the middle, you blew somebody's console forever. Why do people keep making systems like this? It's terrible. Terrible. Well, it's okay though, because I wanted to close that console anyway, because it's Lua attempting to index a new value. I don't know. I mean, it kind of Like if I do that, we can get rid of the caret and then make this one so the problem is these colors are terrible, right? But that's okay. So usually when I think cyan, I think a brighter color than that. How about high intensity cyan? 96M. High intensity cyan. Creators of high intensity abduction and high intensity mist and high intensity. Why is that not red all of a sudden? Wait. Oh, the 9-1, right. The cyan is this one. Although that 2 shades of the same color, to be honest, is not that bad. It's just, I don't know. Like this is kind of readable. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a little off. You want it all to be brighter. This is ugly. Just with these colors, what can you do? There just isn't much. Try yellow against cyan. You're just never going to find a good color scheme without using true colors. That is true. Let's do an experiment. I'm probably going to leave soon. This has been successful so far. But isn't there a way to do RGB color in ANSI now? ANSI color RGB values. Extended colors. That's not it. I thought there was a thing. ANSI escape codes. Well, let's just try this. That looks like exactly the same red. Oh, 255, 100, 0. So let's go 100, 100, 255. Oh, I got to recompile. Huh. All right, bro. We are set. So I'm going to make a string called going to be 130, 130, 240. And then highlight is 180, 180, 255. This is 220. I'm just picking random colors. We will do this again later, right? So we printf normal. I mean, that could be a putS or whatever. It doesn't have to be printf. Printf normal. Highlight reset. Reset. Oh, I'm printing true color all the time. Oh, right, because that's our reset and then new line. No, this is that. I should look closer at the ANSI spam. Good thing I reset my console or I'd be in trouble. Okay, I got the wrong things. So where am I printing highlight? This is highlight and this is normal. Okay, well, it's way too dark. These are like, you know, like how is this, these aren't gamma correct or something. Like, holy hell. So I'm making the Hello Sailor brighter. Don't really see that, but okay. So 180, 180, 230. These are just whack, dude. What? Okay, this is not really, this is not really 24-bit. It's like, it's like boiling this down to some very small number of bits. So it doesn't really support it, I guess, is what we're saying here. You know what it's doing? It's just picking the closest color. This is the cyan. This is probably the high intensity cyan. It's just picking the closest color in that small dictionary to the RGBs that I'm giving it, which is bull crap. That is bull crap. It's, yeah, it's not even 256. How hard is it? Like, just set the color. Like, what's the problem? They're drawing with a weird non-ANSI color right here. Just do that here. Oh my God. Here, let's do this. Well, what the hell? I don't want to try to translate that from awk. Screw that. Oh, I guess it's just making a... It's just making a very wide... Let's just do this. All right. Like... Okay. All right. I don't really know what this is supposed to look like. Oh, subster. Oh, come on. What? Oh, screw you. I don't know how to translate that. It's just picking one character. I probably mangled this. That doesn't look like true color to me. That looks like 8 different colors. Maybe 9. I just don't know what Subster does, dude. That's the thing. It's not emulating Subster. It's knowing what it does. Well, that's very sad. Like, maybe this one and this one? Like, I just don't know. And that's the background color? Whoops, wrong thing. Yeah, so that one, and then the bright one may not be too bad. So let's say normal is, well, calc, right, 77 minus 25 is 52. So 52 times 255 divided by 76 minus 255 is 80. What was it? 52. 52 times 510 divided by 76 is 348. Well, I guess that's just 255, right? $80, 255. And then blue is 52 times 255 divided by 76, 174. Okay, so that will get somewhere. That's green. I was going for this blue color, but maybe let's just swap some channels. 255, 174. That's not, I want this bright blue. Well, let's just, right? Okay. Problem is I was going to do a brighter blue than that, and I can't now. What was this other one? Is that like... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why are you making me fight with your dumb butt situation? And what's this stuff? 38 to... How do I do my bold thing? Whatever. Oh, G equals 510 minus G. Oh, right. So, okay, let's go back there. 52 times 510 divided by 76, right? 161. And then blue was, that's not that far from, oh, yeah. Blue was 174. Something tells me that's going to come out kind of dim. Whatever. Whatever, man. This is the worst part of programming in the universe. All right, high lit is going to be 255, 255, 150. Just, why can't you just... I'm just going to leave it for this, for the check-in, and then we'll deal with it later. No, you know what? The red was better. Okay, we're abandoning this. The high-intensity red was better, even though it was ugly. It was more eye-catching. We're not going to allow failure. We're not going to allow the fact that I have a $3,000 computer faster than any computer in history almost, if you go back a few years, and it can't draw text of whatever color. Like, seriously? more than $3,000. I think it's a $4,000 computer. It's expensive by current day standards. I mean, I used to pay $4,000 for a computer in 1996, which was a lot more comparatively in today's dollars, but whatever. Okay, high intensity. We're going back to the crapola table. High intensity red, 0:91M. And then let's just do white, bold, 1:37M. Like, it's more work to convert that high color down to a palletized color than it is to just draw the high color. Okay, that white is unfortunately too blendy. So wait, high intensity red. Bold high intensity red, 191. And then I don't know, like green, that's gonna look ugly. It'll look like Christmas. I'm now calling this the Christmas programming language. That's ugly. God. There's like, it's impossible. They just want everything to be terrible. This is just stupid. This is just stupid. Let's try yellow. That is even uglier, if that's possible. Oh my God. Red and light orange? How do I get light orange? There's no light orange. There's no light orange. There's only these colors. These are the only colors that exist. Now, they're not only regular and bold, they're leaving out, for the purposes of brevity, the full description. Regular ugly colors, bold ugly colors, high intensity ugly colors, bold high intensity ugly colors. Like, what am I supposed to do here? This is terrible. Okay, I'm going to go back to blue. I'm going to go like high intensity blue or high intensity cyan. Those are like the only... This is so stupid. It is the year, can I remind you, it is the year 2018. I would just like to say that. That's unreadable. That's the most readable thing. I'm sorry, this is where we're at. Okay, well, I was going to do the space peeling But we'll do that later because I've had enough of computers. I'm going to go out and do things that are not computers for a while. This is as unugly as I could make it look. How Rust does its errors. Somebody already linked me a Rust error bitmap. Oh, that's a different one. That's readable. It is also ugly, but it is... Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about it. It's evolving. The main goal today was to build the capability to output colors. And we have done that. You know, I should run the tests before leaving because I just checked in without running tests. It was fine. Holy cow. Oh my God, that's so bad. What is going on? Oh, Abner must have put these new bugs in. But why are we printing out a trillion lines? We're just printing out a trillion lines all in red. Maybe I want to go... Like I must have... Oh, C1 can be -1 sometimes. If C1 is equal to -1, ANSI equals false. Yeah, if C1 is -1, we get into big trouble. There we go. There we go. How is that for an emergency fix saving my dance night? Psychic debugging, folks. Oops. That is why you run the tests when you check in. All right. Maybe we'll do another stream late tonight, maybe not. Thank you all for stopping by and enjoying my ugly stream of ugly colors. And I hope you have a good evening. Let's find someone to host because we always enjoy that. We always enjoy that. Oh, Critical Role is going. With Ashley. She was in the voice cast for The Witness. She was fun to work with.
Literally nothing.
She's so formal in her admonishment. Man, that kind of makes me feel bad. Anyway,
But they have 38,000 viewers. They don't need...
Is the troll just watching all of you go away?
Hopefully.
They don't need a host.
Anyone who's trying to not be seen to make a stealth check.
Trying to pass without the trace, you guys?
I don't think we should still. Nope.
well, if we can see where we are.
Yeah, but
One attention.
one of him. I'm skilled.
Okay.
I'm gonna stealth to him.
I'll join you in the non-stealthing.
And Liam here did voice direction on the witness. It was a good time.
Molly, Yasha, and I will not be stealthing and heading inward. We'll be just behind Jester's diplomatic effort.
Yeah, in order to, I don't know if I can see.
Okay.
it, but I would like to
Let's find
increase the
some programming.
Yeah.
I wanna be close enough to Jester in case anything happens.
Just a reason.
I guess I will be falling back because I'm going to.
React.js, C++ roguelike,
Front line.
You're going to talk to him.
I thought the thing was behind.
buy me coffee. That's presumptuous. Furry tries web page programming. Let's do C++ roguelike development. This guy's not really saying anything, but maybe he will if I host. Oh, he's Korean. We're going to host a Korean easy listening stream. See you guys later.